think I saw something where somebody said that they need to play again because it was so horrible.
It wasn't horrible. It was just England being England. It's like, yeah, it's the way, you know. England will build everybody's hopes up. They will do well in a major championship. Then at the very last moment they'll blow it. So it's kind of traditional.
Menlaus doesn't get turned.
Yeah, right. Not right now, he doesn't.
Mm. He's kind of holding his actions.
Indefinitely. All right. Well, let's get started. It looks like Boss Dad's not going to join us. Um, so let's recap where we were last week. I'm sorry, 2 weeks ago. We had just defeated. Let's see if I still have that image of it, that map available. You had just defeated the witch in the cave.
Yep.
And recovered the box and then safely put the item that had been taken out of the box, which was a long, very black obsidian looking shard. Menlos was not long for the world. He was damaged beyond healing that your group could provide. So I believe you were going to create a portal back to your anchor point outside of the keep.
Yeah,
And
try and get Menlaus back to the temple as fast as we can there.
right, right. So this is now a rescue mission to get to see if you can revive Menos. So I think without further ado, let's get back into the action, so to speak. If we
Is the sound really broken up for anybody else?
am I breaking up?
Not really, but you have got slight echo.
Okay, I'm thinking I got a bad connection somehow because almost everybody's breaking up on me.
Oh no.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah, I had a slight echo on Mark that wasn't there earlier.
Hmm.
now let me just exit the audio and come back in.
Worst case, we can always drop down to the 64 kilobits channel. Maybe that'll help.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it won't be that drastic that we need to do it, but the audio should be still usable there.
I was playing around, and I hear that echo too. Was slightly. Oh wait, it's gone.
It's gone for me too. It's all cleared up.
Gone.
I'm not
Yep,
echoing.
sounds good to me. Yep.
Yeehaw.
Woohoo! All right. Well, that's slightly less less distracting now that I don't have to hear myself half a second delayed. Um, okay, so so we were going to let me pull up the map here. We have for your consideration a map called Keep A. And so, for the sake of discussion, we're going to say that you had put your mark down in the lower right corner. Oh, I keep hitting this thing on my thing. I gotta move this over so I quit hitting the thing.
So I guess if it was on that big tree that we
There.
see there, then I would have probably put the mark facing the rock face, so that the tree branches obscure it from above,
Right.
and only people walking between the tree and the rock face would see it.
Okay. And if you want to say that the mark was actually on the rock face there too, that's fine as well.
Okay, yeah, that also works. Basically, the way I'd envisioned it is we found a little copse of trees, and it was somewhere kind of in the middle of them. But this works too.
Okay.
So we can say on the rock face there, tucked away in one of the slight cracks or crevices, just inscribed.
Okay. So, using your runic, the power inscribed in the runes that you've inscribed on the stone, you've now been brought back here, and immediately, as you appear and adjust yourself to the new surroundings, you do hear the sound of distant swords on stone. You hear the sort of din of what sounds like some sort of skirmish. You hear men and some other type of creature crying, shouting orders. And it sounds like it's coming from up the hill above you.
Okay. I guess we know what happens to that rock face going north. Is it possible to get up to the keep that way, or would we have to go via the path if we don't do any rock climbing?
If I'll expose more of the rock face, because you would have already known this, most of this.
I'm sorry. What map are we on?
We're on what's called Keep A.
Okay, I'm sorry because I didn't. It's not on my screen. Give me just a moment to catch up.
Yeah, no problem. So if you would already know that the keep itself sits on a hill.
Okay.
And the only passable way really
Is along the path.
Is along that road there, that path.
Unless, of course, there's some sort of secret sewer entrance where we see this bit of pool of water there, but I don't think we need to go checking that out just yet. Okay, it sounds like someone at the keep needs our help, and we need to get Menlaus some help. So I suggest we go round to the path and check out what's happening up there.
I agree.
Yep.
I'm
Can you
low
hear me?
on runes, but I've got a couple of handy stones still. I've got that lure stone, and Sorak, you still have your shielding rune there.
Yep.
But besides that, I'm all out until tomorrow. So
Okay. Well, you don't get far around the corner there towards the road, and you notice up ahead small figures that looks quite like goblins seem to be blocking the road.
Oh, yay.
Oh, goblins.
I'm really quite irritated that we're struggling to get Menlos healed. I feel like that's my priority, and that we can deal with this other stuff later. Hopefully, we can get past it or around it or find our way through it. But make Menlos the priority.
yeah, but if the priests are dead, then they're not going to be able to help us. So we're going to need to try and clear the path somehow. So how far up along that cliff face do we get before we spot goblins, and whereabouts are they exactly? I can't move my token at the
Yeah,
moment.
bear with
So.
me. It's doing some calculations here.
I'm seeing lots of little blips moving around. I hope they're not all goblins, otherwise we're in deep doo doo.
All right, and hang on. Oh, wrong thing. Let's do this. Oh, I cannot. You'll notice there's quite a few, and I can't set them all visible at once, so that's painful. Is there a way I can't multiple select? Bear with me a second. I'm trying to make a whole bunch of icons visible at one time, so I don't have to do this quite so. Oh, token selection. Hey, that'll work.
I hate goblins.
Token selection.
Well, I'm still quite hurt. I'm down a third of my health. Not really up for mass battles with goblins right now. And even if we get past them using the lure stone, then that's not going to help us with the rest of whatever's going on at the keeper.
Well, without necessarily having to make all of these visible, you would definitely see there's quite a few, roughly 20, sitting right there at the entrance.
Mm.
And you can hear quite a few behind them.
We gotta find another way in, guys.
I really just want to kill them all.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, but I just don't think we have the capabilities right now. Maybe we should go check out that pool and that crack further up the in the opposite direction.
Okay.
Maybe there's another way in there.
So I'll assume you start moving north.
I will grudgingly accept that.
And as you get near the gate, which is not very far, it's just a little bit south of the where the pool is. Above you, you that's where you start to hear more of those sounds of battle. It sounds like perhaps somebody's attacking the gate.
Okay. Then I think we're going to need to check out that lake and see if there's that crevasse thing, cave, whatever.
By the pool.
Yeah. So we try and stay close to the cliff face so people looking down won't notice us.
Okay.
Hmm.
What do you think? Anyone else got any other ideas?
Yeah, no, I think that's probably as good as any.
Okay, so why don't you give me some search rolls, so either int or wisdom.
Oh, I should have done that in the tower.
That's right.
Sorry.
That's okay. So both Sora and we'll give Bostet. Oh, jeez. Bostet has no clue. So both Sarek and Vartan searched quite exhaustively. Sorak having the benefit of having some dungeon knowledge in his veins.
Yeah.
But you're quite certain that pool only really comes out. It is sort of the waste pool from the keep above. It doesn't look like there's a grate that lets that water exude from the rock, but it would be way too small for any of you to fit in. Perhaps only about 16 or 18 inches wide.
This is so frustrating. If only I had a little more of my abilities today, I could have taken us to the top of the keep. But it's beyond me right now.
Well, it just means we need to bathe in some goblin blood.
Has to be another way.
I could take myself and Menelaus through my tunnel, but I can only take 2 at second level.
Well, you could try to risk more magic and try to widen the tunnel.
Oh, that's right. You said I could try doing that.
Yeah, you'll take a risk when you do that, because when you're sort of casting above your level, so to speak, you run the risk of having some mishap. And additionally, that tunnel is generally random.
It is.
Right, so if you were to try to control it, you'd have to spend even more mana to try to focus, the distance and the location.
I'm willing to give it a try, though, guys.
Oh.
What do you think?
Versus bathing in the blood of those hideous creatures that should not breathe? I guess.
Do you have anything else that would help us in the fight against the goblins?
I'm looking.
My axe, my anger, my hatred.
Yeah, all I've got are my steep stones, my tunnel, my staff. Oh, I could try and put them to sleep. But I'd have to be within melee of them.
Well, I can use lure on as many of them as I can, which would block off even the whole bottom of the hill. They would have to go through the lure range, and then any that survive and come to us for melee, then maybe you can use sleep on those.
And then we just run past them
No, we
or coup
can't
de
run
grace.
past them because we will be affected by the lure, but we can maybe pepper them with arrows and hopefully take them down while they're distracted.
Okay.
We barrel into them and show them that they should not breathe anymore.
All right.
Yeah,
It sounds
but
like we're going to attack the 20 goblins.
I'm pretty bashed up. I don't think I can survive barreling into much at the moment, let alone 20 goblins. So
Yeah.
I think discretion is the better part of valor here.
Yeah. So are we going to try to sneak? Holy cow, dude! We're not going in the main way. We have to take the tunnel.
We don't fit in the tunnel. Huh? Oh, you mean your tunnel?
My tunnel.
Well,
Yeah, I don't have that many arrows actually.
Yeah. Yeah. No, we
be
can't do that.
prepared. I'm just going to watch them.
You know, the other thing we can do is maybe walk around the keep and see if we can find a place that's easier to climb.
I guess the keep isn't exactly designed to allow climbers to get in.
I guess not, but maybe something's happened recently. If there's a whole bunch of goblins that they've like blown up a side or something.
We can take a look. Let's scout out
I
and
have a
get our
feeling Menlos
perception.
is not long for this world.
I think he's dead.
Yeah, and I don't know that we're going to make it in time to revive him. So,
As harsh as this is to say, we can just leave his body here for right now until we figure
Yeah,
out.
I don't think. Yeah, but if you can get inside with the tunnel, you're not going to have a chance to get back out to take him in. So
Yeah,
right.
okay, so we scout around. Just one more recap from last time. I think we found the evil box. Did we find out what was in it, or was it still closed? I can't remember.
black
It was
shard
open. Yeah.
Yep.
that was sitting on the altar, and I used the robe of the witch to grab it, put it back in the box, and close the box.
Well, what was it that was inside the box?
It was like a darker than black obsidian shard.
Okay, not likely to help us. Huh?
No.
No.
Now there were those lovely obsidian pyramids, but we don't know what they do.
Mm-hmm.
And as much as I would love to bathe in goblin blood, it may be too much for even my mighty axe. So
So I
yes,
guess when we scout the outer parts of the keep, there's not much that looks helpful, or is there?
All right. So what are we doing when you're scouting? What are you particularly looking for?
Basically, ways up. Anything, any caves, any easy climbs up to the keep, any destruction. Basically, anything that could potentially help us get from where we are to inside the keep.
All right. So give me some more checks.
Same kind.
Same kind.
somebody dropped ropes trying to escape the keep, and we can find them and climb up the keep.
Okay.
Uh,
When you get to the eastern side, that is, let's see, am I still able to? Can I put pins down? I have forgotten how to put pins down. On roughly the western side, right about midway. As you're searching around it, you'll notice that for the most part, there doesn't seem to be any way to easily climb, say, in a relatively short amount of time. In other words, it could take you an hour or more. But as you're going around the western side, you do notice there seems to be some sort of crevice in the western rock. It's not immediately apparent, but between your stone and dungeon wisdom, keen eyes, intelligence, the three of you are able to determine there seems to be some crevice that you can crawl into.
Some crevasse.
Yes, that's directly underneath the keep.
So yay.
Old smuggler's entrance.
Could possibly. It doesn't look like it's been used any time recently at all. So, at this point, your options would be you could find a spot, you could climb up. It'll take you easily an hour or more, and you'll probably be exhausted by the time you get to the top.
Or more. I have short arms and legs. I am not built for climbing.
And then once you get to
But
the
you
top,
like rock.
but he likes rock. And by the way, if you got to the top, you'd still have the castle wall, the keep wall, to deal with.
So I say enter the crevasse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We have another map called Underground A.
Thank you. I am waiting for Underground A to load.
It's quite slow. Huh?
Indeed.
I think I can see something I shouldn't, which is like a room with a couple of wavy corridors coming off it.
No, that's fine. That's where you're going to enter into the map.
Okay, cool.
And I want to clear all bad guys. There used to be a way to do that. Actor, why can I not clear all bad guys at once? Oh, I'm sorry. I've got the map scale wrong. Bear with me a second.
I'm like, this is monstrous.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't meant to be quite that bad.
Oh, right, we did have a token on there. Right, I see it now.
Yeah.
I was zoomed out so far I couldn't even see it.
Let's see.
Alright, I finally got the map loaded.
We'll do 75. Oh, whoops, that's wrong. 50.
Are you changing the grid?
I am.
Okay, I was wondering what the... Hey! Hey!
Did you like that?
On your head.
Oh my gosh, that hurt. I'm dizzy. So dizzy.
Mighty elf.
Okay, there you go. And why do we have that turned on? Oh, jeez. There we go. You can move freely now.
Okay.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm trying to snap my. Ah, there we go. Snap myself to a grid. For some reason, some tokens look much larger than others.
Well, we know who's important.
Not Menlaus, apparently.
No. No.
Beatenhead. Okay, can we see anything to the corridors to the north or to the south? There's two to the south. Or...
Yes, you can. Let me expose more key rain. So the finger-like tendrils there are really just natural fissures in the rock. So
Okay.
they don't look quite man-made, but definitely to the south and to the east, that looks like it's rock that's been hewn and man-made.
Mhm.
I definitely think to the east.
And can you tell me about the ground that we're standing on?
Excuse me. It's just a cavern floor. I mean, stone
Okay,
floor,
good. It's
I should say.
not wet or anything.
No, not at this point. It's
Mhm.
it's rather dry, quite dusty.
Okay.
So what would you like to do?
And it would seem that the keep is to the south or to the east.
It's
East.
mostly to the east. Yeah, you've entered on the western edge, so the keep should really be ahead of you just a little bit.
Then I believe I would like to go east. Anyone else?
Yes. I think we should explore this to the east first.
Okay.
I agree.
So let's do this. So let's go. I think we've got your marching orders. I'm assuming it's still correct.
Yep.
It's on the party sheet. Order.
Yeah, I would say that's correct.
So Sorax out
Yep.
front. Johnson. And then who is carrying Menlos? Because that'll be kind of
Hi,
encumbered.
John.
I think
Can we
John-
have put him in a litter?
Um, explain to me how you would have created a litter between the cave that you teleported out of and being around the walking around
Well,
the keep.
when we realized that we would have had to have gone around the keep and we're not directly getting in, we did have a tree right there that we could have lashed a litter out of.
Okay. So you're saying you would have cut down branches to create.
I don't know. What do you think, guys?
Well, cutting the branches on the tree could have been. Well, there's quite a battle going on above, so we might have been able to do it without detection.
Mm. Yeah, I don't think you would have to worry too much about detection because even though
So yeah, we could take some branches
Way
from the
too
tree
over.
any fallen branches or something. Put
It's
them
just the time it would have taken.
put them through some clothing, and then use that to make a litter.
Okay. So you have a litter with Menlos on it, and Johnson is dragging it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we need to adjust your order here because Johnson needs to be definitely.
Well, I was going to say Johnson carrying one end and I could carry the other, so it's not being dragged.
Oh, I see. So something like this.
I'm.
I'm looking at
Just-
the party sheet on the marching formation.
Just
Oh, okay.
any issues, make sure you put your end down first, Arista. Otherwise,
Well, no,
Menlaus may have a broken neck on top of
because
her.
if it's a litter, Johnson can just drag it, and the end can just drag along the ground as long as the ground's reasonably flat.
Mm-hmm. Which it would be definitely in
Yeah.
this K, right? Or I'm sorry,
Yeah.
this cult dungeon.
Yeah.
With that in mind,
Yeah.
does Arista want to be right behind, or do you want to be to the side? I mean, feel free to reorganize this how you.
No, I like where I am.
Okay. Okay, with that out of the way. So I'll let Sorak go ahead and start working his way down the hallway.
And while I'm moving, trying to move, trying not to sound like a pile of pots and pans.
Okay, so give me a stealth check, a dexterity check.
Yeah,
With your
not
attempted-
really the best.
No, it slows you down a little bit, but
Yeah.
you're able to go through there. Now, just about when you get to the end of that hallway, you hear sort of a large crash, as if there's a cave-in behind you.
Of course.
Of course. And bear with me 1 second.
And we're definitely following him.
I think I was going ahead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so Johnson. Oops. So just as you passed ahead and Johnson following behind you, Menlos, dragging Menlos, Arista, a large creature suddenly appears. It was no cave-in, it was a creature falling from the ceiling.
A large crab-like creature.
Exactly. And it is currently facing Sorak, and
Okay.
it's snapping its pinchers threateningly. And you notice its eyes are on stalks, but they are very large compared to its body.
Interesting.
And it is threatening to attack. So let's start initiative. Where do we start initiative?
Dun, 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 dun.
By the way, we had wounds, but you were all...
Yeah, I'm down 3.
Yeah. We didn't really take any serious rest, did we?
Nope.
No.
No.
Because
okay.
we want to get Menlaus
I
back
feel
as
you.
fast as possible. So
Yep.
that's why I've got no runes left. We've all got some wounds. That's another reason not to charge headlong into a bunch of goblins. So.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Probably a healthy decision. So, Arista, you're up. You've noticed this creature with its back to you, and it looks like it's lunging to attack Sorak.
Yay. So I'm gonna set down that little end of Menlos that I might have. And,
No, it was dragging on the floor, so you don't need to do that.
Oh, okay. Okay. So I'm gonna pull out that little slingshot and hope that my magic bullets help.
Okay.
Because it is definitely trying to attack Thorak, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong page here. Combat tracker. Target crab-like creature. Why is my targeting not working? Clear target. Target mode. Target. There we go. Okay. Shoot said creature from combat panel. Ping. Oh my goodness gracious, guys. This is starting off just like the last time we played.
Creature will
Menlaus grows colder.
Right?
What a nice way.
I'm down to 12 steep stones.
Why can't he grow herbs like the rest of us?
17. I
Yeah,
does not
right.
hit you, Sorak, right?
Correct.
Vartan, you clearly heard it. It was very loud.
Yeah, I'm going to shoot that thing. It's attacking Sorak, yeah?
Yes.
So this is a back attack. So I think I get a +2.
Okay.
Does a 26 hit?
It does. Bear with me 1 second.
I'm very glad to hear that it does.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, crap. Only. Whoa. Heavy damage already
Yeah,
from
hold
2.
on. No. It's got the wrong hit points.
Oh, don't do that to us.
Bummer.
Yes, hit it with 2. Oh, it's almost dead. Yeah.
It must have just molted its shell. It's so soft and squishy on the outside.
Nice try.
Right?
Okay, so no, it is not heavily damaged, but it is definitely, it's been hit. Johnson, let's see. Will Johnson put down Menlaus carefully so as not to? Well,
I
think
doubt it.
Johnson will just go. You know, he's already dead. What more damage can I do? So he's just going to simply
Sounds right.
drop Menlaus. Menlaus will kind of bounce a moment, and as you suggested, his head will be at an odd angle now, and he will attack the creature. And let's see, can I pull up his sheet very quickly? And combat. And Johnson will target. Oops. Target. Oh, he'll just make the roll. Oops, that's the damage roll. Wrong one. Oh yes. Okay. So what is damage normally? Is a D8 plus 2. That's 10. And what
Plus-
did we plus what?
Or no, then it was plus a 1d4, wasn't
Yeah, I
it?
was gonna say it was a 4 or 6. So we'll say it's a 4 because that's what I was thinking. So 10 plus. Why did we not get that roll? Come on. 11 is better than nothing.
Definitely.
That's the max damage that does it, not the 1d4. That's just the icing on the cake.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Sorak, finally.
Oh, yeah. First, I want to just quick check if it's evil.
Okay, you did not sense it's evil. It seems
Yeah, I didn't think so.
fairly new.
It's natural.
Oh, my God.
I can't help you there.
Yes,
In
we would
shock
not your
and
god.
astonishment that
Menlaus
it's not
is
evil. Ugh, it's not evil. I can't hit this.
We'd
Oh,
like Menlaus's god to be with us right now, not yours.
Hey, Arista, you're back up.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot again.
Its back is still to you.
Yep, I'm gonna shoot it.
Probably laughing at me right now.
The first time I had to take better aim. I'm getting better at it.
Okay. Oops. Wrong one.
Of course, now it's gonna turn and look at me now that I've hit it.
Yeah. Well, it's turned to look at the creature that just put a big axe slash in its back.
Right?
And it's
That
decided
too.
it did not like that.
Indeed.
And it will miss with its claws. Next up. Oops, that took its turn already. Minlas does nothing. Vartan.
Okay, no bonus to hit this time, but let's plink it anyway.
Blinky, blinky, blink.
No! It was just a warning shot.
Well, now you had a good look at it, and it rattled you. God, that's ugly.
My God, it's even uglier than Johnson.
Oh man,
Sorak.
Okay.
brutal.
You've got its back as well. So.
Yes, I've got its back, which is good. And now I can do some good. But I want to quickly think, have I ever seen this type of creature? Have I ever heard of this type of creature?
Give me a wisdom check.
Give me wisdom of the gods.
4 is 19. And so you've made it. Okay, so you, although you've never directly dealt with these before, you know that there are plenty of stories that you have that you believe are all that are true. That there are hulking creatures that dwell in caves, and they are quite sedentary. They tend to just sort of hang out and wait for prey to drop or to pass by, and then we'll drop down on them.
Okay. Well, on the hope that something I learned. So now I'm going to roll for it. Crack. And I get the hit.
Oh wow! Well, there you go.
Nice.
All about having the back.
So it is comprised of sort of it is shell like, so it is like an insect, and so exoskeletor skeletar. And so you've cracked it right down the back, and it is definitely dead. And
We need a bigger pot.
Yes.
you seem to recall vaguely that these were not considered to be tasty.
Oh, bummer.
Don't tell Johnson, I don't think he'll care too much.
Oh.
All right, let me expose more of the hallway, and I will also add too that since it is sort of just a regular creature, not having pockets or need for money or gems. There's really nothing here to loot.
Okay, so looks like there's a door to the south of me.
I think we should just check any doors quickly. We don't want to leave anything potentially coming up behind us. So.
That's what I was thinking. It looks like a door right to my south. I think we should peek.
Okay, the door.
I concur.
Can you wait for me to stand somewhat up the corridor so I have a line of shot in through the door when you open it?
Absolutely.
Does someone want to take over for Johnson?
What do you mean take over?
Take over, control him.
His token?
Yeah.
I've been moving his token.
Okay.
You can keep with it, since you like him so much. Because
Well, yeah, that's kind of why I was doing it. Is that way I know I'm staying with him.
Okay. So now that Vartan is in position, I'm going to see if the door is locked.
It is
Try to
not
open.
locked.
Okay. So I'm going to open it.
Okay. You see what is essentially an empty room. There doesn't appear to be any
Whew.
materials, no creatures.
Okay, then we'll resume our marching order to head north, I guess.
Yeah, we dodged that bullet, huh?
If it wasn't for our urgency, I would definitely want to at least look around in there, but okay, I'm going to come up here to this door, which is what I assume it is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I guess Johnson will be up with him. I'll leave everything for you to control there, Jed.
Yep. I'm getting there. I'm having a little. Menlos doesn't wanna.
Oh, he probably doesn't want to go around the
There we go.
unrevealed area. Yeah, sorry.
It's because of the litter. It gets kind of stuck on the corners. See?
Right. Can't turn too quickly. To the corner well.
I'm going to check this door, see if it's locked.
It is not locked.
Open and step through.
All right. And it's similar to the last room. It just seems to be completely unused.
Okay.
Oh, while I'm still at the back here, I quickly check to see if I can recover either of the arrows that I shot at that rock beast. One hit, one missed.
And you were able to recover one.
Cool, thanks. Then I hurry up the corridor to keep up.
I'll move Menlaus for you.
Yeah, I'm having to move my map. And I'll be with you. And the doorbell just rang.
Mm-hmm. Probably.
Sorry, I had to do the. I was zoomed in so far that I had to. Yeah, there we are.
Okay. Check this door.
All right.
Be nice if we could, group these guys and move them all at once.
Checking means you're listening.
Well, I'm seeing if it's locked.
It is not locked.
Okay. I want to
Oh,
open.
don't forget, by the way, that Johnson has his magical orc's sense of smell even. Well, magical, innate.
And
Yes.
yet another room that seems to be unused. Although you notice that there may be remnants of some maybe pails or barrels, but they've long since rotted.
Yeah. Don't have
Hey,
time.
This is good. So far.
Okay. Reach the end of the hallway.
Oh, I can move the two of them together. And then put me back.
Now, want to see if I can hear anything.
Okay, so give me a check. you don't appear to hear anything.
Okay.
You don't hear anything.
Okay. Check the door, see if it's locked.
It is locked.
Okay.
Mm.
And it appears that, well, no, it would be locked on both sides. So, yep.
Okay, I draw my bow. I'm ready a shot. So when he kicks it open, if I see anything through it that
Yep.
looks dangerous, I'll loose at it.
That's my plan.
And I tell the others
Yep.
to stay against the side of the corridor so they're not in my line of shot.
Mm-hmm.
Menlaus, you
You
just
got-
stay laying down there. You're fine.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get my slingshot out.
Okay. So this will be a strength check.
You're going to
Try to kick the door open.
kick it open. Okay. So, yes, give me a strength check. And you take a step back, you wind up, and you sort of half clumsily kick forward and thud against the door.
Oh man,
Take a
I
deep
know we're here
breath
now.
and try it again.
Okay, this time you wind up much less clumsily and you kick the door and you can see the door give just a little bit, but still seems to be holding.
Okay, before he takes a third kick, I'm just going to look back behind us to make sure there's nothing coming up the corridor with all this noise.
Good call.
And you
Since I
don't.
kicked the door 3 times, I want to listen again. See if I've roused anything.
Okay. This time, the door gives away, and you sort of fall forward into a large room. Or no, I'm sorry, not a large room, but a room that is roughly the same size as the rooms you've been in.
Mm-hmm.
This room, however, has several racks along the wall with swords, pole arms, several barrels full of arrows, standard regular wooden arrows. There's another rack with shields and another rack with what looks to be like leather shoulder pads and greaves and such. So it's some sort of arms room.
Looks like an armory.
Yeah.
Any arrows?
Yes.
Regular arrows.
Might want to pick some of them up. Just saying.
Good call. When I get to the room, I will check out the arrows there and see if I can grab a handful.
Mm-hmm.
I may try to grab a couple of daggers.
Okay. You'll find 2 regular daggers. Nothing in this. This all looks very average grade. You'll find about
Right.
45 arrows.
Cool.
Trying to remember how do I get it to auto populate this stuff? Okay.
Take 20 of the regular arrows put the put some of the silver ones. So I have 10 of the silver and 10 of the regular in my quiver, but I have some spare normals as well.
Okay. Good.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I'm going to check this door if it's locked.
It is indeed locked.
I'm going to listen, see if I can hear anything.
Okay, give me a check.
Yep.
Okay, you're quite confident. There's doesn't seem to be any sound beyond the door.
Okay.
Hey, I have a question about that arms room. Did it look like it was more full at one time?
Yeah, this it's not fully stocked. I think is what you're asking, right?
We're grabbing
So
the dregs.
I would say the drags. There's probably it's probably currently at a third capacity, perhaps.
Okay.
Still,
Kicking the door.
oh, another thud. This one seems to echo a little though.
One more try.
This time the door flings open,
Okay.
and you again stumble forward just a little bit with your weight of your kick, and you'll notice it looks like there's a large hallway ahead of you.
Okay. And come up to the edge. Peek around.
And it looks like the hallway continues on for about 30 or 40 feet there, and then you can see just the edge of what looks like a circular stairway that leads upward.
Okay. So I'm going to come out about here and wait for everybody else. Everybody's on the Johnson train.
Yep. Now I gotta move the Johnson train. There we go.
It doesn't have
Okay.
to be perfect, Jenna. I think you.
Yeah.
It's okay. I figured out how to make us all move at once, and then just as I did, I had to ungroup it.
Yep. So I want to listen quickly to see, because now I see stairway. I'm thinking we might be coming up into the keep itself.
Yeah. So you actually don't hear much up above you. Maybe just maybe the faint hint of boots on pavement or boots on stone.
Okay. So I'm going to come up to what looks like there's a hallway here. And just kind of a landing, I guess, underneath.
Does it go up and down or just up?
Just upward.
Okay. Things start to go up.
Okay. So if you're ascending it, then let us go to. I think keep ISO. No, that's not the right one.
Oh no, I
It's a better
lost my map. Oh no, oh no. Okay. Choo choo.
Well, I apologize. I thought
Ju-
I had another keep map. Go ahead.
Just as you got the hang of moving them as a group, we move off the map. Perfect.
Yes.
But now I know. Do 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 do.
So you will ascend eventually up into what appears to be the ground floor of one of the towers of the keep.
Okay.
And when you reach that floor, you'll notice there will be a door leading sort of diagonally into the inner keep. So if you look at what is it called? Shoot, what was the map called? Keep ISO.
It's not loading for me. I'm just looking at
No,
it.
it's probably takes a few minutes.
Okay.
One
'Cause,
thing
yeah,
you
I
do,
just got a blank screen right now.
yeah, just
Yeah, I
bear
just got the
bear
tan
with it.
background.
Very interesting. Why is it not loading? Should have loaded by now. Oh, I
There.
didn't have it. Didn't make it visible. I don't recall turning that off. I don't know why I would have for this. This is sort of the not quite cartoony, but interesting.
Isometric.
Yeah, view of the keep. So, to orient yourself, it's the tower at the top rightmost.
Okay.
Um, just
The one
beyond
with the open door.
yeah, you can actually see there's sort of an open door there. It opens out into that courtyard. And also, so this is the inner keep. So normally you would be coming in the gate at the bottom of the drawing. The tavern is up towards the, I believe it's the pink house or pink building.
Yeah, the one on the left there. Yeah,
Yeah,
top left.
in the outer part of the keep where the
And I guess the other red building or pink building, that's the place where we're trying to get Menlaus to. Yeah.
yeah.
The
Let me
temple.
double check. I believe that is a
Looks like a church.
yeah chapel. Let me see.
See the stable.
Yeah, 1 second. Reference. And where did there it is. $17, which is yes, that is the chapel. So that would be where you actually picked up Menlaus, talked with the priest. So you will notice once you get out, if you're looking out that doorway, you'll notice that there seems to be a lot of clatter now to the south, closer to the gate area. There are a few soldiers up in the battlements, up on the towers and along the wall. But most of
And
it.
above that inner keep.
What's that?
Above that inner keep too, right there, the gates
Yeah.
spilling from the inner to the outer.
Mhm.
I'm just a bit concerned that we are taking this evil box back into danger. We know the keep is under attack, and we've just brought the box into the keep. We should have tucked it away somewhere outside.
Mm.
Uh,
I feel like it's better off defended.
mm,
Unless you want to hide it in the stable right there.
depends. We can maybe tuck it somewhere behind the stable or something, not necessarily even in it, somewhere even more discreet.
Yeah, in a barrel outside, something like that.
Yeah, or
Something
behind a
more,
barrel that clearly hasn't moved in years, something.
Mm.
and yeah. So I would like to take gauge of, are the gates closed from the inner to the outer keep?
Mhm.
They are open at this time.
Okay.
But there are several soldiers positioned there at full attention. You can see even from this distance.
Wait, has the keep been overrun by goblins yet? They don't know that they're here?
No, they're fighting. We heard that there
Yeah,
was
they're
fighting.
trying to get maybe
Yeah,
still
but
into the main gate because maybe they didn't breach the main gate yet.
Hmm.
why is the gate open though?
Well,
This is the inner to the outer keep.
so
So
the
if you look, there's like a section of the keep on the right, and that is entirely independent from the section of the keep on the left, which
Uh
is
huh.
then mostly kind of split from the main gate. So there's still a couple more gates going into that inner part, unless you go all the way round the left to the fountain
Yeah.
there. So if they're
Okay.
just fighting at
Sorry.
the main gate, then they're still far from this point.
Okay.
And the
I
goblins
suppose.
will be at the main gate, the drawbridge.
Can we maybe make our way to the tower in this section in the southwest corner? So the one really, the tallest tower in the bottom center. Because
Mm.
if we can get
Hmm.
to the top of that, we should have a good view of really what's going on.
okay. So are you going to just casually walk across the square there in the inner
No,
keep,
I'm
or
concerned about that, but
what's that?
yeah, I say I'm concerned that they're going to see us and be like, "What are you doing here?"
Right.
Yeah, but there's not a lot else we can do unless we're heading for
Right.
the. If we head for the main gate, we're going to get the same question. Unless we just stay in this tower, we could go to the top of this tower and see what we could see from here, I guess.
Hmm.
But it won't be
Right.
quite so effective. Or we can go onto this tower and then go across the top of the walls to the main building. But then that's sure to be guarded as well, pretty heavily.
Okay. Well, I think us carrying a dead body and the box of evil is going to be a hindrance right now.
Well, we can tuck Renlaus inside this tower, and we can tuck the box somewhere out of the way. Yeah.
Hmm.
Um. um.
Uh, I'm going to be blunt. I think Menlaus is toast. From the simple fact is, if there's a battle going on, they're not going to have time to try to raise somebody from the dead.
And certainly not someone of Menlaus's stature.
Yeah.
So what if I played the little girl, the young woman, and ran up to the guards saying, "I need to find the priest. We need a priest."
Go for it.
What's that?
I think go for it.
Yeah,
Well, I'm asking what your thoughts are on it.
My thoughts are they're going to ask you the same thing. What are you doing on the inside?
Well, certainly
They
there would
might
be
not.
citizens on the inside. No,
do you think you're capable to sweet talk the guards that much?
I don't
So
know.
so let me
I
give you
don't.
a few bits of knowledge that you would have gathered because you have spent some time here, right? So
Mhm.
the usually most patrons uh, do not dwell within the inner keep, and certainly definitely I'm sorry, certainly not within the fortress itself. So the fortress is inhabited by the Castellan and various other high ranking officials. The inner
Yep.
keep is usually reserved for those having business with the Castellan or for the soldiers in their training. So there are
Mm.
some, there are some stables to the side that houses the soldiers' horses and such. And then there's the inner gate, which is that gate that they have that the gates are open in this picture and are currently open as well. Um, and normally, most of your business would be conducted out in the lower part of the keep.
Okay.
And that so it would be you would be unusual even on a regular day to have regular travelers inside the inner keep unless they had reported that they had business with the castle on.
Okay. So we've already established that there is no way to get from the tower where we are to another tower without crossing in the open.
And also to go out through that gate is going to get attention. So, yeah. We can convince them that we were here to see the castle on, and we're here to help with the defence of the keep. I'm quite happy to try and sweet talk the guards into that if you want.
You will. I'll also point out. You will notice that there seem to be several soldiers up on that tower that you were asking about a few minutes ago. Both up in the tower and along the wall,
Mm-hmm.
up on the ramparts. I mean, it's called the
So we
rampart.
could say that we've been asked to check out that tower to survey the situation and see how we can best render aid. And I can hopefully sweet talk the guard into letting us do this.
Mm.
Of course, I could do that better if I had some runes left. Ah,
Yeah.
Mm.
Maybe it depends on how desperate they are right now.
that's also true.
Mm. Mm.
Because if the goblins are about to break in, they're probably going to be looking for any help.
And the goblins are coming by the front door.
Yeah. So what I think we should do, we should stash the box, stash Menlaus, then walk purposefully towards that bottom tower. And if any guards even start to approach us, then we change path to just walk straight towards the guards who are approaching us to meet any challenge head on, act exactly like we belong here, and tell them that we've been asked to check out the situation from the southeast tower, and to ask them if they can join us. So thereby even encouraging the fact that we're not trying to hide from the guard. And then I'll turn on my best charm with my charisma to do that. What do you think, guys?
That works for me. Because who would believe that a dwarf would be up to nefariousness? Nobody.
Especially with a half orc in his presence and an elf and a
Mm-hmm.
Well,
yeah.
Yeah, keep in mind the half orc always draws stares and second
of
glances.
course he does.
Mm-hmm.
He's an abomination. But
But he
useful.
has a fighting arm, and that's what's needed right now.
Right. But he's a useful abomination.
We could always put a robe on him.
He's a monk sworn as
No, like the wizard's robes that we have with us, right? We have two of them. Could cover him with some robes and obscure part of his.
I really want to assess the situation, so I'm kind of with you on this, Verton. Let's
All right, I can go along with that.
Okay. So what are we doing?
So as I said, we're going to walk purposefully towards the southeast tower, and if any
Straight
guards
across.
appear to be heading towards to intercept us, then we just turn and go straight to them, tell them that we're needed at the southeast tower to survey the situation and see how we can best help, and encourage them to join us to get an oversight on the attack.
Yep.
All right, so you'll make it about halfway until one of the guards. There's several guards stationed right in front of the fortress, and one of them will start shouting at you. You there! What are you doing here?
Okay, I beckon him over and even start walking to meet him halfway if he doesn't if he starts coming towards us, and if not, then I walk over to him and spin the story that I've already said.
Okay. Well, you notice he doesn't budge as you beckon him, And in response, he actually motions for you to come. He'll shout, "Come here!"
Yeah, but I'm walking towards him as I'm beckoning. It's not like I'm
Okay.
waiting for him to come to me. I'm walking already to meet him halfway if he comes towards me. Otherwise, I'm going straight to him. So he, not encouraging him to have to call me over or anything like that, but trying to indicate that I'm quite happy to meet him halfway.
Right. So, yeah. So he stands still, and when you get to within about 7 or 8 feet, he'll the guards around him will lower their weapons and sort of take a ready stance, and he'll say, "Explain yourself. What are you doing in the inner keep?"
We're trying to get we've been sent to help, and we've been sent to get an oversight on the attack on the keep from the southeast tower. I was wondering if any of you could assist in this.
Of course we can't assist. We're guards.
Well, let's go.
You don't look like one of the Castellan soldiers. I suggest you move your way right on out into the entry courtyard.
No, not everybody the Castellan has in his employee looks like Castellan soldiers, I'm sure. I turn on the charm to convince them, hey, no, we need to get to that tower.
All right. So give me a persuasion check. So this will be adding your level. I see. You work for the Castellan, you say. Well, I can't afford any soldiers to go with you. But what are
Well,
your
let us be,
well? What are
let
your
us be on our way. Sorry.
very well?
Go on.
What are your orders?
Well, to survey the attack to see what we can do about it. You are aware that the keep is under attack, yes?
He'll chuckle, of course. Well, a smart guy, eh? Well,
Well, standing here isn't helping, though, so I should be going, eh?
yes. Well, carry on then, as you were. He'll probably your
Yeah.
best vantage point is that tower over there, and he'll point to the tower you were looking for.
Okay, do I recognize his rank from what he's wearing or whatever?
He is a lieutenant.
Okay, thank you, Lieutenant. I'll let you know if we need any further assistance. And then I beckon the others to move quickly to the southeast tower.
Okay. He'll sort of bark a command, attention, and then the soldiers will snap their heels together and stand again at attention. So it looks like you can continue across the courtyard
Okay.
to that tower. There is going to be a door at the base of the tower, presumably where you would find stairs that will take you up to the upper
Okay, let's
rampart.
try and head up and see what we can see. If there are any windows facing out as we're going up, we'll try and look through those or just continue up until we do have decent oversight of the situation.
Okay. So it's roughly 3 floors to that first arrow slit, and when you get to that floor, you'll notice there are 5 other soldiers that are sort of standing there. 2 of them have bows out and are leaning out the arrow slit. Not leaning out, but have their weapons out and are sending a steady flow of arrows flying out the window and downward. And several of the other soldiers seem to be sort of handing them arrows from barrels that are stationed right near you. Yeah, there's 2 barrels on either side of the window.
Okay, soldiers report. Is the main gate still secure?
Who are you to ask?
I've been sent here to review the situation. Now, I don't have time to be discussing with you. Is the main gate still secure?
Well, of course the main gate is secure. And those goblins are enjoying the taste of the wood from our arrows.
Excellent. Keep up the good work, soldiers. And I beckon the others to keep moving up the stairs.
Okay.
Okay.
Staircase
I
winds around a couple more times. What's that?
Yeah. I said as I go by, I say, give them hell. Want to
Of
kill goblins.
of course. All right, couple more floors, and you reach the top floor of the tower, and there are about 10 soldiers on this floor, all leaning over, bows aimed downward, arrows flying.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Does it look like there's going to be anywhere here that we can get a vantage or and see what's going on, or are we?
It's somewhat crowded. It appears to be that again you've got several soldiers that are holding the bows, and several soldiers that are sort of keeping them, grabbing arrows from a barrel and handing arrows off to the
If
archers.
if if there's a spare spot, I can try and draw my bow and take a shot, but take that opportunity to try and view what's going on at the same time.
Right. There, you might find a spot, sort of on the far left or a little to the right, but wouldn't be a great spot for shooting. But it would at least give you an opportunity to see.
Yeah, that's the main focus of what I'm trying to do. If I hit something, then it's exceptionally lucky, but I'm mostly there just to see what the situation looks like.
Okay.
And if I'm taking shots, hopefully the guards won't be too concerned.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And all right. So as you lean over, you notice that the uh, roadway, the path leading up to the gate, is just packed with goblins. Most of them appear to be holding some sort of shield. Lots of arrows sticking out of the shields. That they seem to be providing cover. There are several goblins that will occasionally stand up from underneath the shield, fire, and then sort of tuck down behind or underneath the shield. There are perhaps a dozen goblins near the gatehouse, and I'm sorry, near the gate itself. They seem to be ramming it with some large piece of the trunk of a tree. Most of the equipment that they have seems to be somewhat crude, but it is still effective. Those shields seem to be taking the brunt of the arrows.
Okay, can someone pass me a sling? Because I can maybe
Yes.
sling my lure stone down into the middle of them. Huh?
Mm-hmm. Here you go. Or
Okay, so I will
do you
take
have to sling it, or should I, since I have the...
How confident are you with your sling?
I'm not. I'm terrible at my sling. How confident are you with my sling?
Oh, I'm pretty confident.
Okay,
And
go for
it
it
just
then.
needs to land roughly in that area. As long as it doesn't fall into the keep or anything, we should be okay. Yeah?
You betcha.
So can how much of a chance do I think if I try and sling my lure stone just outside the keep entrance from here? Or
Uh,
would I feel that I need a better shot?
Good question. I think you're good on range. I'd say that's probably 60 feet, 80 feet. Um,
Yeah, the
how,
most important thing for me is that it lands somewhere within outside. It has to land outside the gate, and it can land anywhere within uh, 50 feet of the gate. So, or 50, yeah, 50 feet of the gate. So I'm aiming like 25 feet away from the gate. So if it falls short by 25 feet, that's fine. If it goes long by 25 feet, that's also fine.
okay.
So it's really a very wide area that I'm trying to hit here.
Yeah, so yeah, exactly. You don't have you have a large target. Um, so let's do this. Let's treat it as an AC 15 attack. If you hit it, if you make it near 15, we'll say it lands somewhat randomly. If you make it by 20 or more, it lands exactly where you want it. And if you shoot below 4, then it's not going to land anywhere near where you want it.
Okay,
Mm.
sounds good to me. I need to put a -1 because normally got a +1 for my bow when I use it, so I need to take that away.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to be rolling as if I'm using my bow because it's the same type of attack.
Yep.
Instead of adding a thing, but with a -1.
Yeah, actually, I'll lower the attack target. I will say it's 12.
I think we should be okay. Ooh.
Whoa!
Wow.
Something told me.
Yep. Thanks very much for
No.
that.
All right, let's see. Let's see how well it got to where you wanted it. Let's roll. Let's see. Roll a d8, and on a 1 to 4, it lands right about where you want it. Any other number, it will affect which direction it drifted.
Okay. So 1 to what? Which numbers land where I want it?
1 to 4. So you want to roll
1 to
low.
4.
Roll 5 or higher, then it's not going to land. It's going to land to the east or west. Oh,
Bingo.
right on the money.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so it lands more or less where you wanted it. And if we want, we can let's do this. Let's go to another. No, I think we can stick to this map. So imagine that there's easily 50 or 60 goblins sort of packed along that path from right around that corner where you see the cart and buggy there. I'm sorry, the horses and buggy, horses and cart rather.
Yep.
All the way up to the gate. Did you wanted to put it like right in front of the gate?
Yeah, within 25 feet of the gate.
25 feet.
It affects all creatures within a 50-foot area. So
Okay.
Yeah.
So I would say you've got all but maybe the last, we'll say 10 creatures. Everything else is within 50 feet of that spot. Now this affects creatures indiscriminately, though, right?
all creatures. That's
All
why I didn't want
creatures.
it. Right. Well, as long as they can see it. So anything behind the gate hopefully can't see it.
And refresh my memory, are they drawn to it or they're just sort of gazing upon it?
Okay, lure creates a pulsing point of light that attracts living things. It lasts for duration 10 minutes a level, but so that's 20 minutes. It affects all creatures within a 50-foot area. Point of light is little more than a foot in diameter and puts a very bright light equivalent to 10 torches. Any living creature that spies these beams must make a successful wisdom save or be attracted and drawn to the light at standard movement rate. Once within 20 feet of the rune or light, they're held enraptured, unable to move. However, every 4 melee rounds, they can make a second wisdom check in an attempt to break the power of the rune. And if their attack jostled in any way interrupted, they make an immediate wisdom save with a +4. So basically, this is just to give the guards time to slaughter them while they're mostly enamored.
This would be a wisdom save, so you're level 2. Let's see.
Any of those that are transfixed, though, they probably drop their shields.
Oh, yeah.
Or at least they'll
Yeah,
slack.
they're not trying to defend themselves. They're just effectively standing prone.
Yep.
And the folks in the tower. Okay, so here's what happens. You'll notice that your rune is very effective. All but the goblins right at the gate holding the battering ram seem to notice your rune immediately. Sort of stand up, drop their shields, and just gaze upon its wondrous, intense uniqueness. This also holds true for the guards in both gatehouses. So all firing immediately stops as you'll notice looking down on the gatehouse upper rampart there. They're just now standing motionless. sort of gazing down on that one spot on the road. So at this point, the only activity anywhere near that gatehouse is the goblins whose back are to the rune, and didn't seem to notice it at all, and they still seem intent on ramming open that door.
And
Okay.
guys up in the tower by us, though, they'd be able to keep raining.
Oh yeah, so they're gonna start
Yeah.
firing, and they're gonna start automatically connecting on pretty much most or almost all of their hits. So
And the same with the other tower down in the bottom southeast corner, I guess.
yep. So they're gonna start picking them off. Well, they're sort of taken aback at first because they notice this sort of bright flash of light, and they pause for a moment, trying to figure out what happened. But then they see the goblins standing up, and they take advantage of the opportunity. The ones in the tower near you, though, noticed you throwing the light, and so half of the soldiers sort of turn around at you with a quizzical look, like, "What did you just do?"
Just kill the goblins. I've done what I can.
And they'll quickly turn back and start taking pot shots at the undefended goblins.
So, sorry,
Nice.
what do you think we should do now? Do we make our way to the main gate, or
Yes.
You're pretty sure by the time you get to that main gate, those goblins are probably all going to be slaughtered.
yeah,
Let's
the
get-
guys trying to
We can
bash
beat
the
the
gate
ones
in?
with the battering ram.
Except for the ones with the battering ram. And you can hear
Yep.
the loud clanging of the tree stump slamming up against the wooden gate.
Yeah.
I want to make
Okay.
most haste to
What
get
about
there.
you, Arista? You fine to go to the main gate, or do you want to sort out Menlaus? Or
I'm okay with going to the main gate. I think he's right. I think Menelaus is already
snuffed
gone.
it?
His
Yeah.
ticket punched, and the boat has sailed.
Yeah, it's kind of how I feel. Somebody pay the ferryman. Can you do that little thing that you just did again? Is that possible?
No, it's quite difficult for me to create these things. It cost me 3 runes to create, and I'm completely out of runes now.
Oh, right.
I only
Okay.
created one when I had spare runes some days back, so
Right.
it's going to take me forever
Okay.
to get all my widgets back up and running.
So what are we going to do when we get to the main gate?
Try and support the guards there, whether it's go up to the tower and shoot the guys with the battering ram, whether it's just finish off any remaining goblins. If they're through the gate, stop them from going any further by cutting them down. Hopefully
Yeah.
the
So
guards
I can't see myself hanging out near the gate because I'm too squishy. But I can definitely see myself being above the gate and shooting down.
So this all works then if we just start heading out towards the main gate, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so we make our way back down the tower, out into the outer keep, and then round to the main gate.
Okay. So you get to the bottom of the tower. You get to the inner gatehouse. The guards don't seem to stop you since you're leaving the courtyard. And right about when you turn the corner around where the inn is, you do hear some cheering to the south.
That's good news.
Yeah.
Sounds like the soldiers are cheering. And when you reach the gate, the main gate, you'll notice the main gate is still standing, although there are several guards behind it, sort of bracing for an inrush. And they're sort of in a sort of semicircle, bracing for the gates to break. But again, the gates seem to be holding. You do still hear the clanging of tree trunk on gate.
Well,
So it appears that the goblins with the battering ram are still active.
I'm going to stay here with these guys, ready to meet.
is it worth maybe asking to open the gate? Because everyone stand well back from the gate so we don't get affected by the lure. But if we open the gate, anything trying to get through the gate is going to have to come through the lure effect for now. And it's better that we open the gate and the battering ram guys just die to a shower of arrows than they damage the gate beyond repair.
Right. Well, you're probably going to have to convince someone in authority to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to need to explain to them exactly what's happened outside as fast as we can. Let them know there's only 10 minutes remaining on this lure.
All right.
And why we need to stand back when we open the gates, finish off the guys with the battering ram, and then we can close the gate again.
All right. So you'll notice that one of the soldiers standing in the defensive formation on the other side of the gate is a sergeant, and he does appear to be the one barking orders.
Okay, so I storm up to him. Sergeant, I need to speak to you.
What is it? Make it fast.
I've just come from the inner keep, and we've disabled most of the goblins outside with a magical lure. But it did not affect the goblins with the battering ram. However, any further goblins coming up can't get to the gate unless they pass through the lure. But if those goblins with the battering ram destroy the gate, we may have problems. So maybe it's best to open the gate, kill them, and then close the gate. But we need to stay well back, otherwise we will be in the effect range of the lure. You think we can do this just to protect the gate?
He'll sort of ponder that for a moment. He'll shout up to the top of the gatehouse. Sergeant, what do you see up there? And a moment later, someone will call back and say, some bright light appeared. Most of the goblins are dead, but they're still battering the gate. And he'll shout up again, how many? About a dozen or so. He'll look at you, and let's give him some insight.
We can take down a dozen goblins, right, Sergeant?
Let them in. I want to kill the goblins. I want to bathe in their blood.
He hears you saying that. He'll say, you go ahead, you take point then, dwarf.
I'll take point.
He'll shout to some men standing by the gate. He'll say, go ahead, lower it. And the drawbridge will... It's actually a drawbridge now, I realize it. It's not a gate. But drawbridge will start lowering. And when it gets just about a few inches off the ground, you will see about a dozen well-armored goblins that seem to be wearing nothing but armor and have very crude short swords begin pouring in. They immediately drop the battering ram and begin pouring in.
Okay, raise the drawbridge again.
All right. I think rather than raise the drawbridge again.
Yeah, they're inside now. We don't need to worry about the... Now we just need to stop more coming in behind them.
Right. Well,
yeah.
Unfortunately, so what has happened is you've got the goblins have dropped the battering ram, and so that's really not an issue. But you've essentially got a doorway fight. So the goblins start pouring in, and the men rush forward to start battling them right there at the gate. So there's only 3 or 4 goblins at a time that are able to make their way through the entranceway.
I told them to stand back. Damn it. You stupid soldiers.
He'll shout back to you, they're doing what they're trained.
Yeah, that's the problem. Okay, get the drawbridge up as soon as we can, huh?
Alright. Well, it'll only take a few minutes, and given that these goblins were not really armed for attack, After a few minutes, the battle ends. There's 12 more dead goblin bodies, and they do start hoisting the bridge back up. And after a moment or so,
I hope Sorak got his hits in. He'll be very disappointed otherwise. So.
yeah, I didn't feel like we needed to have a whole battle just for
Yeah, when we've
20
got the entire
guards.
guard again.
What's that?
Well, we've got all the guards on our side, not really.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't going to take but a few moments.
I did get to cleave one from stem to stern.
Yes.
It was quite pleasurable.
A couple guards smiled as you demonstrated your prowess on the battlefield. They'll go. You can almost hear them go, not bad for a dwarf.
Goblins.
All right. Well, anyway, so the drawbridge is back up. The gate seems secured. There's several goblin bodies laying there. Men are catching their breath. The soldiers. You'll notice.
I check. I want to make sure nobody's playing possum.
Oh, you're gonna go around and double tap.
Whistle as I swing my axe. Just swing and
Hi-ho,
then
hi-ho, it's off to work
up
we
the
go.
chopping goblins I go. Yes.
Dwarf.
I'm just glad I got to stand in the corner and not get hit.
Dwarf seems to take pleasure in it. Sort of a bloodthirsty little creature, isn't he?
Well, the goblins. Can you blame him? Really? Really, Sergeant?
Not really.
Yes. I do have a distinct disdain for them. Yes.
Sergeant on the rampart, what do you see? Looks like the rest of them are fleeing. Well, we'll see how long that lasts. All right, crew, begin cleaning up.
All right. Do you think that at this point, guys, we can just kind of walk back and grab Menlo, having been the heroes of the day?
On our way, you can stop at the church and see if actually it's even worth it. If
Oh,
there
that's a good idea.
somebody here.
We can tell
That's a
them
good
in
idea.
the chapel where Menlaus is, or you can, and then see if they want to, how they want to handle his body. But we do need to get that box back as well, so we need to somehow get back to the inner keep at some point.
Okay, so let's stop by the chapel.
Okay, who's stopping at the chapel? Everyone?
We'll all stop by, but we'll leave it for Arista to do the talking.
All right.
Yeah, they
I'm
may
gonna
not
knock on-
want a blood-soaked dwarf to be traipsing around their halls.
Is it open or?
No, so all you'll notice all the businesses, their doors are shut.
Right.
The windows are all shuttered.
Okay, so I'll give a knock.
Okay, and a young acolyte will quickly open the door and say, "Where's the wounded?"
Yes. Well, about that. Is the padre here?
Padre? You mean
Yes.
the priest?
Yes.
Are you confessing your sins? This isn't a very good time for that. I don't know if you've noticed, but there was a battle going on.
Yes. Well, we've brought Menlos.
Menlaus?
He's not well off.
We'll bring him in.
Indeed. Perhaps you could come to him.
Oh, I don't know. Why can't you bring him here? As you can see, he'll step back and you can look in, and there seem to be several soldiers with small arrows in them laying on the floor with a couple of the priests, other acolytes leaning over them, dressing wounds.
Indeed, friends, do you think that we could gather Menlos and bring him?
Well, I'm afraid I can't leave. I can't leave the chapel.
I'm talking to my friends.
Oh,
I'm sure we could cart his body over here.
his body.
Great.
What do you mean his body? What's wrong with Menlos?
Yes, I did say that he's not well off.
What does not well off mean? Wait here. I think I need to grab the priest.
Yes.
Yes, indeed.
These are his outs, and what was out is really out.
All right.
Yes, I don't remember exactly how Menlos was.
He was pretty much eviscerated.
Yeah, he was dispatched fairly quickly by the creatures, right?
The acolyte. Yeah, exactly. Well, yes, he was disemboweled.
Yes.
Yeah.
Partly.
Yes.
Well, a moment later, Priest, the priest that you talked to originally, the one who sent you on the way and suggested that Menlos escort you there, will come to the door and he'll say, I've heard you've brought Menlos and that he may not be well. Where is he?
Indeed, he's not. We have. Well, we'll need to go get him.
Well, yes, please bring his body here straight away.
Yes, friends. Do you think we could do that?
Sure, Johnson can manage.
Yeah. All right. So
Litter
we'll
boy.
go get him. Yeah, we'll go get him.
He'll turn and mutter to the acolyte that had opened the door, and you can hear him mentioning something about herbs, rituals.
Yeah. Oh. Vartan and I will retrieve the box. Wow.
Sounds good.
Johnson and Arista retrieve the Menlouse.
Sounds good.
All right. Now I assume that Johnson will eventually turn the corner from the inner gatehouse and be dragging Menlouse on the litter, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as he turns the corner and the priest sees him, he will say,
Hang on.
My dear.
Sorry.
What?
I'm sorry. I think I missed something. Did they go and get Menlas, or did we get Menlas?
We had to.
We are getting Menlos.
Then we can reclaim the box while we're at it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think. Sorry, did you say you were going to get
Vartan
the box?
and I would get the
Vartan
box,
and you.
and Johnson and Arista will get Menlouse.
Right.
All right. Well, as soon as he sees you on the litter, he'll say, "Well, quick, bring him inside." What happened to? Oh, you know what? I don't want to know. And he'll escort you in to one of the small rooms to the side. And he'll say, "All right, leave him here, and please leave the room."
Okay.
So
No.
Yep. So a few moments later, he'll come out and he'll say, "I believe there's enough life that perhaps, the gods willing, we can bring him back."
Oh, thank goodness.
So tell me quickly what happened.
Well, we entered the forest, and we were there some time when we realized that some sort of foolishness was going on, and we were walking in circles. It was like the box didn't want us to get to our destination. And then the forest itself seemed to attack us. And snatched the box from Menlos. We followed it as best we could to a cabin in the woods with some woman who was not intent on doing good. So we thought we had dispatched her, only to find that she had escaped to some nearby caves. And there we encountered her and some creatures that, and at that point, Menbas met his unfortunate near end.
What did this woman look like?
I believe she was a young woman. She wore, oh, in fact, we have her robe. She wore this robe. I'll pull out the robe. And we were able to retrieve the box with its contents, which unfortunately was opened.
And did you see what was in the box?
Yes,
And what was it?
a black shard.
I see. I wish you had not seen that.
Well, I think that we wish as well.
Alright, well, here is what you must do. You must still seek out the wise man in the wood. But I'm afraid that Menlaus will not be joining you anytime soon.
And how are we to seek out the wise man in the woods if the box doesn't want to go to the wise man in the woods? Certainly we can't take the box to him. We'll have to bring him to the box.
Well, I'm afraid that's not possible. The box must journey to him. I believe what may have befallen you was not the box, but
The witches.
witches. There is a coven of witches that live in the woods. I did not realize they lived that far south, or were operating that far south. It is likely that the women in the house was not the same woman as the woman in the cave, although I suspect they looked exactly the same.
Indeed.
It is unfortunate that the creatures that she was using to protect her are very dangerous and evil, and the wound that they have inflicted will take a great amount of patience and time and energy to heal. So take this, and he'll hold out a small figurine. It will look like a crude symbol of a man. And he'll say, you must go back to the woods. Take the same path you took before. If you've defeated the witches, then hopefully there won't be anything else to discourage you from reaching the glade where the old man resides.
Well, certainly two witches does not a coven make.
Correct. So let us hope that was all of them, or that you will somehow avoid the others, if there are others. When you find the glade, there will be a stump. You will recognize it when you see it. Place this figure on the stump, and the old man will come to you.
Yes, well, I do believe that we have earned a rest for the evening.
Is there healing for us? We are
Yes.
quite grievously injured.
Yes, well, of course. But promise me that you'll leave as soon as possible in the morrow.
As soon as is reasonably possible.
Yes.
We'll come in, and my acolytes will tend to your wounds and heal you. And you may take rest and food and prepare yourselves.
Excellent. Thank you.
So he'll beckon you inside the rest of the chapel, and well, he'll point, and several of the other acolytes will come up to you and start helping you attend to your wounds.
As they do, I'm going to sit there and say, do you think I could take some of that to go? Maybe for the box needs to go to the hermit deadly trip.
Who are you? I'm sorry. Who are you addressing that to?
Any of the acolytes that are trying to heal us.
Right. So there's several that were attending to the soldiers, and then they turn their attention to you, and they will, when you talk to them, they will simply nod towards the acolyte that opened the door.
Okay.
We'll call him a deacon. The deacon that opened the door, and he'll say, they've taken a vow of silence, so they cannot speak.
Of course. Yes, we're acutely aware of this practice.
So I'm afraid I cannot send you with anything but our blessings.
So how much do they heal us for, if anything?
They will, between that and if you decide to take a rest here, you can heal up fully.
Sorak, I guess we should maybe warn the people in the keep that they have a back door too. Huh?
Yeah, I think we should.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Who do you intend to tell that to?
The sergeant at the gate of the castle, or the keep. Lieutenant. Sorry, the lieutenant.
The lieutenant we spoke to at the start, yeah. You could
Okay.
inform him that there's a back
I'm
door.
on the other side of the armory in that tower. There's a way in from the outside.
Oh, I see. Well, thank you for letting us know. We will send a team to investigate.
Beware of creatures that might be lurking in the dark.
Yes.
And I'll tell them about the hulky thing.
Okay.
The what?
The Hulk.
A rock spider thing.
Oh, yes.
Rock lobster, yeah.
Yeah, rock
That's it,
lobster.
rock
There we go.
Yeah, that's not too far off.
Mm-hmm.
A hulking rock lobster. Literal rock. Yep.
That's it.
So-
I'm playing some B-52s now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so for the rest of the evening, you're going to find that the merchants are pretty much closed for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
So, unless you had plans to restock on anything.
Clean oil, all stuff I've got in my backpack.
Mm. Did you need to find more arrows, or?
I need milk.
That
Maybe
you
you
will not be
creep.
able to find here.
No milk in the entire keep?
Nope.
But there's even a cow with a little boy right there on the interior of your keep.
Not at the moment.
Oh, man.
Cows in hiding.
Mm-hmm.
Witness protection.
I'm going to ask the head acolyte if he's got any milk.
Well, he will tell you, no, we don't. That's a rare luxury around here. There used to be a farmer that lived not far from here, who used to supply the keep with milk most days of the week.
Yeah? Yes?
but he has stopped coming for several weeks now. And
Ugh.
I believe they were going to send a scouting party to investigate to see if something had happened. Most of the locals fear that something bad has happened to him.
Mm.
So I'm afraid we haven't had milk. And as you know, it does not keep very well.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Now, if you were interested in cheese, we do have several cheeses that we've been aging in the cellar.
Cheese.
Cheese sounds good.
Okay.
Not going to help me like milk would, but cheese is good.
Well, perhaps with a small donation.
Mm.
Of course.
I
Of
might be able to
course.
fetch you some.
Of course.
What with all the healing.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand
Mm-hmm.
the priest has been offering you advice.
Oh,
A
yes.
small donation would
And
probably go a long ways towards helping our mission of
yes, of course. I'll go put some money in their donation box.
Okay. What time of the day is it now?
it would be a little after noon, so we'll say 2 o'clock.
Okay. Because I want to head over to the fountain behind the inn and get some buckets of water and just douse myself to rinse off some of this gore.
Okay. There, yep, that's so that fountain is for public use, although I think some folks will find a dwarf cleaning himself in the public yard
Well, I said
a
take,
little
yeah,
off putting.
and they can be off put. Not like I'm dumping it into the fountain itself. I'm just taking the water and rinsing myself off. And after that, I want to kind of polish and oil my axe and my armor. I'll sit on the ground, something by the wall near the fountain. So if I need some water to rinse stuff out, I can do that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you're busy tending to that, cleaning, doing some.
If I understand correctly, we were told we can rest at the chapel tonight, so we don't need a room at the inn.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
that is
Yeah.
true.
Mm-hmm.
However long that takes me, when I get back to the chapel, I'm gonna ask them if they have any sacramental wine. I could really use a drink.
Yeah. Um, I'm not interested.
Yes, well, I'm quite afraid that we reserve the wine for our services. Can I recommend the Travelers Inn?
Sure. Are they gonna let us in?
Oh, I'm sure they will. They're never really closed.
Mm.
And yeah, you would as you were traveling to the fountain, you would have noticed that the inn does appear to be open. Although there aren't many people that were there at that time, or at that moment. I'm sorry, not the inn, the tavern.
Tavern. Yeah, tavern. Okay. Well, I will stop at the tavern to get a drink or two.
Um, how much did we say a meal was at the tavern?
I would say a. Let me see if I can find a menu very quickly. I know they have one.
Priya said he would give us food.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Who'd you say?
I thought Prias was going to feed us.
Yes. So that will give you some meager um, dinner at the chapel.
Heartier. Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, it just kind of a light dinner. It'll be mostly bread, a little
Yeah.
bit of
Yes.
beer, and some greens from their garden.
So how much is a dinner at the tavern?
So it depends on what kind of dinner you're looking for. If you're looking for like a nice big full round dinner, you're looking at about a gold for the food. Mead is a gold. Beer is a silver.
Okay, and how many acolytes are at the chapel?
At the chapel, right, currently there are four plus the priest. And the priest,
Great.
by the way, has been re- returned back to his room and has shut the door, so you've not heard from him.
Yes. Okay. So I think that I'm going to go to the tavern and buy a half a dozen meals and take them over to where all the people are tending to all the ill
Oh, I see.
to feed those that are working their butts off.
The when you show up at the door, the the acolyte at the door who speaks will sort of look at you, sort of funny, like what are you doing? What are you doing? Are you bringing food into the chapel?
Well, not into the chapel, but where would you normally eat?
Well, there's a room that we normally eat by ourselves for the food that is prepared, but he'll glance back at the room where Priest is currently engaged, and he'll
Mm-hmm.
say, but occasionally we do eat outside."
Oh,
And
well,
he'll motion for the other three to grab some a table and some chairs, and they'll quickly head outside and set up a table and chairs and sort of look at you expectantly.
yes, yes. Oh, well, I'll put the food on the table for them then.
Okay. And you can tell that it's going over well because they have smiles on their face because this to them is a feast.
Great. So enjoy. Thank you for all of your hard work in ministering to the wounded.
They'll lift their mugs towards you and nod, and then go back to eating greedily.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to be at the tavern. I'm going to order a big feasty meal,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to try to regale. I'm not going to. I'm just going to buy like two meads because I need some good stiff drink.
Mm. So the usual serving
Yes.
woman. I hesitate to say wench. The serving lady is normally would serve you is not there, so the barkeep um, who takes your order and sort of quickly returns because you're the only patron at the moment.
That's fine.
And as he places the drinks in front of you, he'll say, "So what is going on? All I've heard is that we were under siege, and I hear that perhaps we're not. Do you have any idea what's going on?"
The goblins are dead. They were trying to attack. They were slaughtered.
The goblins are dead, all of them.
All of them that were attacking.
Well, that's that's good news. Do you know anything about why they were attacking? I had heard something about a prophet or a messiah.
I had not heard that. What had you heard?
Well, they when they came, I heard that they were yelling about a unjust killing, and when they first started attacking, I could hear them chanting, "Zagreds, Zagreds."
Nope.
Do you know anybody named Zagred? Do you know what who they're talking
If it
about?
was a, if it was a goblin, his name is not worth knowing.
Ah, I hear you there. Can't agree with you more there.
No, but that's an interesting tale or interesting information.
Well, that's
I'll
what I
throw him.
heard, and I did
I'll
hear them
throw him
chanting. I'm sorry.
as thanks for the information.
As always, a pleasure, my friend.
So that's 3 gold down.
I know, right?
There.
And Jen, yours was 4, right? You bought 4 meals. Did you buy a meal for yourself or?
I did. So I took 5 off there, and
Okay.
I put 3 gold into their coffers.
All right. These guys are gonna eat well for a while.
Yeah. Well.
Maybe they can afford the milk when it becomes available again.
Right. Afford the milk. Maybe maybe they can afford to heal us again the next time we come by.
Mm-hmm.
I grab him. Okay.
Maybe the next time we have someone who's nearly dead, or who is quite dead.
Well, they did say there were traces of life left in him, so he wasn't entirely dead.
Mhm.
Yes.
But he was
He was
quite stiff.
not sincerely dead.
He was just dead weight.
Hmm.
Yes. But he
Felt
was
dead
dead
to
when we
me.
left. He was dead weight when we left this place.
Wow.
I don't know. He had his. No, he didn't have his uses. No.
No. No.
Oh,
Well,
come
he
on.
did
I
it
think
a
he
couple
healed a
times.
couple times. Yeah.
He was.
He did heal. But
He was.
when we left here, he was just dead weight. He proved useful a couple times. And then
He
he
was as
came
fun as a
here.
mime.
Well,
His
He
facial
proved he
expressions
proved a
were,
useful distraction at times, I suppose.
yeah. Until he screamed like a little girl and ran away.
Oh, we
Yeah.
did forget to tell the cleric, we did forget to tell Priest that he did actually scream like a little girl despite his vow of silence.
We don't need to tell him that. We don't want Priest to think that we're a bad influence.
I would never do such a thing.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
So we've got someone feasting at the. No, not feast. I'm sorry. Did you say you were eating, or were you
Yes,
just drinking?
what?
Yeah, that's right.
Nope. I got a meal and some mead.
And some meat. And Jen has fed the chapel
The
monks.
I'm
mass.
going to hang out with them and eat too.
All right. Any any thoughts on what you might be doing, Vartan, or you just waiting for the day?
I'm just grabbing some food myself, some wine. Just continuing to inscribe my the known runes into my book that I'm putting together, and just waiting for the day to end to be refreshed and recovered in the morning. There's not a lot I need here, um,
Hmm.
and there's not a lot else I can do except just wait for now.
Mhm.
Yeah. And my evening will be oiling, polishing, making sure the
Mm-hmm.
armor is all good.
Mm-hmm.
Oiling my axe, sharpening my axe.
I'm going to ask at the inn if they have any milk
At the
of any
inn,
kind.
at the tavern.
Yeah, that's the tavern.
Okay.
Of any kind.
And the barkeep will tell you pretty much the same story.
Mm.
That
Are there any children in the keep?
any children?
Yes,
There are
Are
a
you,
couple of children.
are you looking
there are
to
a couple of
become one?
children. Do they have mothers?
Oh
Oh,
my
good
god.
Lord, woman. You are desperate.
Well, having just filed that question, just following the milk question, the barkeep will shrug his head and just walk away without answering your question.
Psst, psst. Got any contraband milk behind the counter? You know, in a back room or something.
Yeah, some horse milk. You know, that off-brand
Yes,
horse milk.
that would work.
I'm afraid
Well,
we've
Ice.
got no milk of any kind right now. We don't. But
check
you're
at the stables. Maybe there's a a recent foal.
They're going to call you the milkmaid. You know that?
They will. You know, all I want is a couple of weasels.
Couple of weasels. Oh, that could go so wrong so
what?
fast.
I'm sorry. Whatever happened to the rabbit? Didn't you have a rabbit at one point?
I
Yeah,
think
but we
Johnson
couldn't.
ate it.
What was that?
I think we ate it, didn't we?
Yeah,
I think so.
yeah, we did.
We just tortured it for its remaining days to get the last drops of milk out of it, and then we crunched it up and enjoyed every morsel.
You're hard on your pets. Um, okay.
Yep.
If you
I,
should ask at the stable, they will tell you that there are no nursing
Of
milk.
course not. Of course not.
yeah. When I get back to the chapel, I will tell Varatan and Arista and Johnson about the what the orcs were chanting when they arrived. See if they find it interesting.
Hmm.
Because I'm sure we've never heard that name before.
What name?
What was it? Zagras.
Zagrets.
Zagrid.
Oh, dog. Yeah.
I'm sure he wasn't the leader of any kind of a goblin. You know,
No, no, we haven't heard that name. Not
no,
ever.
no, not ever. We couldn't possibly be the cause of this little ruckus. So I'm ready to chill out for the night.
Mm. Yeah, me too.
Okay.
Yep, we all crashed then.
You will. I should mention, by the way, not long after you had your supper, you will hear the sounds, more sounds at the gate. It sounds like they're doing repairs and clearing things
Oh,
up.
that.
Very good.
And it sounds like perhaps they've organized a party to go out and clear the road of all the goblin bodies. And later in the night, you'll notice a large pyre off to the east of the keep. And
Probably downwind of the keep.
yes, even so, you catch an occasional whiff of burning body.
I breathe it in deeply. Nothing smells as good as burnt goblin.
Okay.
So, assuming we all head to bed,
hmm
you will.
Well, before I go to bed, you see me trying to build a rabbit trap.
Oh, for use later in the wood, perhaps.
Angrily building a rabbit trap.
Are you gonna put it in the garden of the chapel?
You bet your bottom tonight.
One of the brothers will catch you, and he'll shake his head no.
I'll let it go. I just need milk.
He'll pat his tummy and rub his tummy and nod with a smile.
And
There
like,
we go.
yeah, you'll let it go.
Yeah. It's okay.
See, Arista's
I,
going to
I,
be
I
going.
actually,
See, Arista's going to be going door to door looking for nursing mothers soon.
if I don't get rabbits, I will.
You have a baby here? I'm looking for a baby.
No, I'm not. I'm just looking for its mom.
I've heard of taking candy from a baby, but you're just going too far.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know. You do what you gotta do. Why are you complaining? I'm the only one that can heal anybody at this point. I think that you would have a vested interest in helping me
Tales
find
told
milk.
of young children. You better be good, or the milkmaid's gonna come for you
Oh.
and squeeze the milk right out of your body.
Yeah.
So you go to sleep normally, but you'll be awoken and it will seem like it is a bit too early, and the monk who greeted you at the door will wake each of you, and he'll say, "I'm sorry to wake you early, masters, but there's word that the goblins have sent more, and their numbers have at least doubled. So I think perhaps you might want to leave now while the road is still clear."
No. Hmm. Hmm.
So,
You can tell it's still before dawn, so it's still dark out.
Indeed.
Well, I guess we rested enough to get our
Yeah,
full.
you would have rested enough, yeah. All your spells are back, all your hit points restored.
All right. Well, I gotta go milk my rabbit.
Okay, so we thank the monk, I guess, and hit the road. Well, hit the tree.
Just before you leave, Arista,
Uh huh.
the monk will reach into his robes and pull out a small bag. And he'll say, "The brothers and I heard you were looking for milk. And we did what we could to try to scrounge some things together, and they went through the streets last night while you slept and found rats.
Yes.
And we did what we could. It's not much, but it's all the brothers could do in the time they had. So here,
Thank you so much.
Perhaps this will suffice.
Yes, absolutely,
I
it will.
hope you're not going to actually drink this milk."
No,
Okay.
no, I'm not.
Some of the rats did
And
not.
I'll even pour the milk into my little pouch of rocks in front of him.
Okay.
You're just going to soak some rocks in it and then make us swallow them. Lovely.
that's what I was just thinking. You're gonna drink it, but you're gonna force these rat milk rocks down our gullet.
Yep.
some of the
Hey.
rats did not look quite well. They looked rather diseased,
Hey,
but
yeah.
I assume you're going to use the milk as some sort of lubricant or something. Some
Yes.
Just boil it well, all right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
not for consumption, right?
No.
Okay.
Might I take just a few leaves of the herb on your garden?
Oh, I'm sure we could spare some. Please
All
be
right, I'm going to drop a few in there then.
okay.
Make those stones taste better for you guys. Oh, and about that rabbit, feel free to let it go. Use the trap as you might like.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. I thought we said the rabbit was dispatched already.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, so there was no rabbit.
Okay, and I'm gonna leave the
you're gonna leave the rabbit
I'm
trap.
gonna leave the trap with them.
Okay.
Yep.
I was gonna say they did not want you to trap rabbits in their garden. Okay.
Yep.
So the monk will say, "Quick! You must hurry though, please."
Okay. I'm ready to go. Are you guys ready to go?
Let's get this show on the road.
Yep.
Are we gonna walk out the front door, or are we gonna try and tunnel out?
No, I think we have to walk out the front door.
Okay.
As far as you know, that the road is clear. So
That's why he's urging us to make most
yeah, to
make
make
most haste.
while the road remains clear.
Yeah.
So yeah, we go back to the tree. I set up a new rune here, so we can come back at some point. And then on another part of the rock, I activate the portal. We want to go back to the sacrifice room.
Yep.
So we're going to be right back underground.
Yep.
Yep, but that'll save us a lot of traveling and potentially running into a horde of goblins.
Yep. Well, no, the alternative was to get back into the woods. Where I put a portal where we were getting lost, if you remember, when we were in those loops.
Well, would that be bad to go back to that spot?
Well, that's what I'm saying. If we prefer, we can go to the lost part of the woods, or we can go back to the sacrifice room, and then we've got to get past that electrical field that we still don't know what it does to get out again.
Mm.
I would almost want to go back to the wood.
Yeah.
Because we're heading in the general direction.
Yes.
Most likely the witches were causing it. We'll just be aware
But we
of
didn't fully clear out those caverns, so there could be other witches still.
correct. You are correct. So
There are. So we need to be aware of that. But recall that I at least have that new spell, Stargazing. It lets me find true north. And my approximate location.
Well, I'll leave it to you guys. The woods or the cavern? I will
I'm all
still
about the
have
woods.
I will still have the rune in the cavern though, so we can always go back there if we need to.
Yeah. I'm about the woods. I think that this way we avoid having to go through that electrical thing and possibly having to ending up harmed or hurt in some way.
Okay. Back to the woods then.
Yep.
Okay. So
And that's half my runes for the day gone.
but wait a minute. You didn't actually cast the return runes, right?
Well, I cast 3 runes to set a new rune back at the keep because that one's
okay.
burned.
That's right.
And then 1 rune to reactivate a rune, the space to go back to that lost part of the woods. So that's 4 runes in total.
Okay. I'm
So
sorry, I didn't
3
realize
to make sure we can come back.
you could have more than one anchor, but of course you can. Okay.
Yeah, I can only have 5 static runes, and the anchor counts as one of them there.
Yep. All right. So
And
you want to return?
another one. So yeah,
I'm sorry. What did you say?
the one on my armor is another one.
Yeah, so I'm down to 3 now because I've got the static rune at the keep, the static rune in the cavern, and the one on your armor.
And the one in the woods, right?
Yeah, but I've just activated that one,
Just
so
activated.
that's
Okay,
not
sure.
there anymore. Yeah. Otherwise, it would be 4, but I can have up to 5. So
But you just I see. Yep. So you activated it, which means you now have a portal to it, and once you close the portal, you either have to reinscribe it or not bother with it anymore. Okay. So you're going to return to that spot on the trail where there was some creative path taking,
Yes.
and the path seemed to reverse or turn around or some other magical
Yes.
illusion was occurring.
just for your reference, by the way, if you ever want to check what runes I have active, if you look at the notes part of my character sheet, I keep track of them all there.
Oh.
Mm.
Very good. Thank you. Oh, yeah, I see. Very cool. Okay, so you reappear roughly where you expect to be here along that path. I would say I believe you would know roughly where north is. I think you had discovered.
I'm sorry, which map?
Well, right now we're not
Which
on a
map?
map. We're not on a map. We're just
Oh,
sort
okay.
of orienting.
Okay.
But I believe you would know generally which way you were facing because, in the days past, you had Jen had activated her True North spell, so you sort of knew that you were traveling roughly northwest.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. So you will continue on that path. I assume in the marching order we have on our sheet.
Yep. Mine is the Menlaus.
Yep. And if you will pull up a map called Lakeside in the Forest. The path will generally curve northwest. You encounter nothing terribly interesting, and then the path will suddenly shoot east and then open up into a clearing. And in the clearing, you can see what looks to be some sort of pond that has no obvious source, so perhaps it is spring fed. And in the middle of the pond, you will notice a large tree stump.
That's a relief because I thought it was a gaping maw of some undescribably nasty creature.
Luckily, not at this moment. Not yet.
Okay. Well, this dwarf don't swim, so I can stand on the shore and watch you. Somebody go place the figure.
Okay. So I assume that's what Jen is doing now, right?
It looks to be she took the initiative.
Sorry, I didn't realize I had my mic off. I was talking to Ethan a moment ago, and yes, I took the initiative, and I will go put it in there.
Okay.
Okay, I will stand on the shore with my bow drawn just in case anything
Thank you.
nasty eats her, and then we can just put her out of her misery quickly. See.
Yep. You see a tentacle come up. Say, nice knowing you.
Right?
So, as Arista approaches the stump, you'll notice there is a small indent in the very center of the stump that sort of roughly the size of the small wooden
Box.
no, not the box, the little icon, the little figurine
Okay.
that Priest had handed to you.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And as you place the figurine roughly upright into the center of the stump, which you can barely reach across, the stump being about 6 foot across,
Mm-hmm.
you will notice that the figurine starts to grow immediately in size, and within a few seconds is about the size of a man. And as it grows, the wooden features of the figurine sort of melt into skin, and before you see what appears to be a very old man. And he initially seems to be awake, but he sort of opens his eyes and shakes his head as if to shake off some sleep, and he looks at you and he says, "What has brought you to awaken me?"
Give me a second!
Uh-oh.
Sorry, I was listening, but I had to step away from my microphone for a moment.
Is that just Ethan
What?
and Jaden or something?
It's Ethan. He came down for some food and
Okay.
yeah, I was just setting him up. I'm so sorry.
No problem.
And I didn't think it was going to take so long. I thought I was going to pop around the corner and pop right back. So he asked, "What am I doing here?" And I said, "We've come with, I'll say it, we've come with a box that contains a great evil."
I see. Show me the box.
Did I take the box with me, or do
No,
you guys
I
have it?
have it.
Okay, that's what I
I
thought.
have it. Yeah.
So I'm gonna signal to him to hold out the box.
I see. And why have you brought such evil to this place?
Well, Priest. We brought it to Priest, and he said it needed to come here.
He did.
We want to know how to destroy this thing, and apparently you are the only one who knows the best way to destroy it.
Indeed, I might have an idea. Unfortunately, it is not something I can do. I'm afraid you must take this box yet somewhere else. To someone I know.
Oh, goodness.
To someone I know will absolutely be able to destroy the evil within it.
You're sure?
Yes.
Okay, so one more stop along the way.
Yes.
Okay. All right, I'm listening. Where do we go now?
You must take this box and the fragment inside to Aenokai.
Aenokai?
Aenokai. It is a long, long way to the west.
Oh, goodness. Of course. Yes. Yes. To the west. Okay.
Yes, many leagues.
Many.
Yes. and it would take you many months to get there. So
Many months. Okay.
You seem distraught, child. Do you know what evil you
I
have?
am. Do you know what we've been through to bring this box to you?
I know. I imagine it's brought you nothing but harm. But do you know
Indeed.
what it is?
Mm,
No.
I am afraid your fortunes have really failed you. You hold an ancient evil. This is a fragment of a mongrel. Are you familiar with the mongrels?
No.
The mongrels were fragments of the mind of an ancient evil god. They
Hmm.
were very powerful, essentially unstoppable in their power. They were eventually defeated, and their evil embodied into these fragments.
How would I spell Mogrel?
Mogrl.
Thanks.
That the god that they came from, his name was Unklar.
Oh.
Oh, perhaps you've heard of him.
Hmm. Perhaps.
That would make you very wise. This was an ancient god, long since defeated. There was rumors I had heard in my younger days about the possibility of these mongrels still remaining in the world, but until this moment I have never seen one, but I recognize it instantly. I would accompany with you, I would accompany you to take this evil manifestation and destroy it ultimately from this world, but I'm afraid I cannot leave this glade.
Where do we need to take it?
Well, you will need to find someone who can help you travel there quickly. Are you
To
familiar
where?
with the navigators?
No.
no.
The navigators are an ancient guild of men who know where to find special places in the world which have large amounts of magic, and they are able to harness this magic to create portals throughout the world to travel instantly. They keep the maps of these portals very secret, though, and they guard these portal locations very jealously. But they do
So
offer
where do we
travel. I would
Where will we find them?
you need there should be a navigator guild location in Holmgren.
Okay.
Oh,
So seek
And once we find the navigators, where are we asking them to take us?
to Aonakai. When you arrive,
Ayo. Guy.
Aonakai. When you arrive, find someone named Jakar.
car.
Jakar. He is a hard man to
Oh.
find, but if you are patient and keep to yourself for a day or so, I suspect he may find you. If he does not, seek out the Brotherhood of Cestus. Tell them that you seek Jakar, and you have something he would find very interesting and serious. Tell them, or him,
Brotherhood of Sectus. Huh?
Cestus, Cestus.
Cestus.
Tell them that Evander has sent you. They will listen.
So find a navigator to take us to Aonokai.
Mm-hmm.
There, talk to
Jakar.
what's his name?
In the
Car.
city of Holgren.
Yeah, the navigator you
what?
should find. He's saying you should find the navigator in the city of
So-
Holmgren. So you've been to
But
Holmgren.
Yeah.
but Jukar is the navigator, or Jukar is somewhere at Anakai.
He's the point of contact you need to find once you reach Anakai.
So we
Okay,
need
wait.
a navigator to go to Holmgren to go to Anukai, and once we get to Anukai, we need to find Jukar.
Yeah, find Jakar, either by sort of hanging around or
And what?
actively
sorry,
try to seek the Brotherhood of Cestus.
In Anokai.
Yes.
Is Jakar a member of the Brotherhood of Cestus?
I would imagine.
Indeed, he is. He is their leader.
Oh. So find a navigator. Go to Holmgren. Find a navigator to take us to Aonokai, and then once we're in Aonokai, we need to find Jakar, who's the leader of the Brotherhood of Cestus.
Yes.
Correct.
There was
And
another
Evander-
name in there that I missed.
Evander has sent us to find him.
Tell him a vendor. Okay. Okay. Okay.
We have our quest.
Now, the problem we have is Holmgren is amassing an army to ride north to conquer Damastad and the Borderland Kingdom.
That was a rumor you had heard.
Yes, that was a
many
rumor.
days ago. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The issue also is it's quite a far south. So we would need to either trek that way on our own or find a way down the river.
What is quite a far south?
Holmgren.
Holmgren.
Yes.
It's several leagues south of the Keat. So
Yes.
so you could go back to the river, which you could reach in about another day. Find some way to travel south on the river, and you would reach Holmgren by the end of a day. So less than a day's travel down the river. You could go back to the keep and rent horses.
I was just about to say, I've just remembered, we did have horses, and we've left them near the bloody coven.
Oh, yes.
So,
that's right. You had...
Yeah. You know what else we might do? Is there's that rumor that there was a rich man who was imprisoned in the caves. Is that the caves where we just were?
No, that's north of the cave.
Okay.
But I think we need to go back and get our horses. At least I do. I've got a bunch of stuff on my horse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should recover our horses.
Let's do that.
Because there actually was a boat that ferried us across. Perhaps we could persuade them. Oh no, that was never mind.
Okay, well.
Just across the river.
So we can either try and navigate our way back to the coven, or I can take us yet again to the to the portal in there, and we can go inside anyway.
I can use my spell to figure out how far away we are. After sitting for 10 minutes and with book in hand, I'll be able to correctly orient ourselves to true north. I'll also be able to determine our approximate location as well as the rough distance to some known distant location.
Cool, perfect. Because then if it's walking distance, we can walk there and we can always save the portal for some future use in another day. I don't know what use.
Additionally, for the next 4 hours, we all get a +2 bonus to survival, navigation, or other checks involving orientation and location.
I think we should go back, get our horses, and ride south.
And also, if we arrive there from outside the cave, we might not be in as much trouble as arriving inside the cave. So I like that idea.
Indeed. Let's try that. Okay, Mark, I think we figured out what we're doing.
Okay. So you're going to go ahead and start casting your spell?
Yeah.
Okay.
Does it have to be done at night?
No, it can be done anytime.
Okay.
Cool.
I'm going to cast my spell.
Okay.
I'm going to cast my spell, and I'm going to put an extra spell point into it, so it's extra good.
So you'll just increase the length of time. You'll double from 4 hours to 8 hours the bonus.
Okay.
Checks.
Okay, I thought maybe it'll give me an even more accurate location or distance or something like that.
Mm-hmm. So you begin your stargazing and your chanting and begin to get a good reckoning on where you are, and you believe that with a great degree of certainty that the location of the caverns and that hut, or the small cabin that you burned, is just about a 2-hour walk. In fact, you feel that you could actually even cut through the forest and cut that down to about an hour walk by walking off the path. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, you could take the more conservative, sure approach and just walk the path until you find the place where you left the path to follow the box.
I'm good with cutting through.
Okay. Yeah, me too.
Yeah, let's cut through. Let's take a walk on the wild side. We're less likely to encounter people looking for us on cutting through the woods than on the path.
Right. So as you leave the glade, you'll notice that the man is still standing there looking out, sort of just watching you leave. And he is not moving at all from the stump. And you can almost hear an audible sigh as you leave the glade. And then you reach
I'm going to turn around and look.
Mm-hmm. We weren't supposed to give him anything else or ask him anything else, were we?
But do you think that maybe we should have taken the little totem with us?
Do you want to go back and get it?
Let's go back and ask him.
Okay.
Okay. Sir, quick question for you.
Yes.
Do we need to turn you off or something before we go?
Yes. If I
return. I mean, I don't want you to be stuck there on that stump forever.
Oh, well, thank you for asking, child. I was worried that you were going to leave, and I was going to stand here, unable to move. Yes, I will return to my slumber, and if you could take the totem, and please take good care of it.
Seems like a really risky way to live.
Oh, the totem is just a figure, of course. It's not really me. If you happen to lose it, then there's no worry. The priests at the keep know how to remake them.
Oh, okay.
In fact, if you have no more use for me, then you can simply toss the totem in the pond.
Oh.
He doesn't want anyone else summoning him. Let's hold on to it.
I don't know that I would call you useless.
Oh, of course I'm not useless, but I am trapped. So...
That sucks. Do you know how to get out?
Oh, I don't know. There may be ways, but I'm afraid they might be beyond your abilities.
No.
I think right
I'll
now
come
your
back in 10
pressing
years.
issue is to deal with the Mogro.
Is this the only place that you can be summoned?
Yes, I'm afraid I'm actually trapped in this glade.
Okay. All right. Well, yes. I'll remove your totem.
Someday we will return
Yes,
to free
perhaps.
him.
Yes, if you happen to destroy and dispose of the shard, if you were to revisit me, you might be able to help free me.
Ah,
Anything
nice.
you're partial to if we drop back? Maybe a sweet cake or something?
Oh. No, but if you have some tobacco, I haven't tasted the sweet taste of tobacco smoke in my mouth for a long time.
We'll keep that in mind. Then nobody has any tobacco, I guess.
No.
Oh, but I'm going to offer him some cheese. I have some cheese. Would you like some cheese?
Oh,
The
thank you,
smoked
but
cheese.
I actually don't. I have no need for food right now.
Oh,
I'm wood,
okay.
you know.
Okay. It's a good thing
Thank
you
you.
live in the middle of a pond.
Yep.
Yeah, he will shrink back to a figure, and as he shrinks, the flesh turns back to wood.
Okay, then I'll grab his little figure. Now, guys, we could carry it with us, or
Yeah.
we could bury it near here.
Why don't you just carry it? It's a tiny figure.
And we run the risk of losing it.
Yeah.
The priests can always make more.
The priest can always make more.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay, we'll take it with
He's
us.
sitting in the bottom of the lake, for all we know.
Yeah, hundreds of them. The bottom of the lake is littered with them. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
I'm marked.
so you head back through the woods. After about an hour, you come upon the cave where you retrieved the box. Your
Yep.
horses are still there, but they seem a little skittish.
Yeah, they
Hungry,
need some
thirsty.
food, water, brushing,
Yes,
some attention.
Mm-hmm.
yes, they absolutely soak it in when you approach and offer them food and the grooming.
Who's a good boy?
At least they didn't get
I
eaten
bet
by
it was
trees.
scary here all night by yourself, huh? I guess he just walked up to me.
Yeah, the dog.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the dog with the blue paint.
the horse will kind of bray a bit. Uh, Whatever that is, I don't know what that noise is called. What is that noise? That sort of
Winnie?
whinny? Yeah, well, that's more of a
Snick.
scream, right? Snicker. That's right. Yeah, a couple snickers when you give him your little cooing noises there.
Mm-hmm.
So I assume you're gonna mount up, and then what way were you going to go? You were going to take the horse back down the road towards Holmgren.
Mm-hmm.
I think we'll start heading south, southeast, whatever. Because we'll run into the river if we go too far to the west. We just need
Nice.
to make our way south.
Yep. Now I believe I'm pulling up Trailing Star's current location. Yes. Um,
Yeah, it's. I was looking at that one. So we have a river to the left, a river to the right. So
the glade that you're in is south of that big lake.
hmm
It's not far from the river. It's mostly straight west from the keep. So If you want to stay within, along the river's edge and follow that river that runs straight out of the woods, you could do that. It might be rough going, but you might be able to pick up a game trail or two, or otherwise navigate your way. Otherwise, you would need to go back straight east to the
river there. And follow.
cross the river there, which there still should be that ferry that you crossed, and then find the Great South Road. No, I'm sorry, the North South Road.
I think following the river will be good because we'll get less tension following the river than we will on the road.
That is true. You might have you might have to worry a little bit about the not river creatures, the wild creatures in the wood, but
Yeah, I think we can handle that for the most part. Yeah.
okay.
I would rather move south along the river than cutting across.
Yeah. It's obviously more direct if you go that route.
Right.
Okay, so let's pick it up next week with you at the top of not the top of the river, but up there near where you found your horses.
Yep.
And we'll follow your trail south to Holmgren, and then see what happens when you reach Holmgren.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm sure there'll be a ferry there to get us.
If I remember correctly, Holmgrim, that's where we started the game with our previous characters, well, except Arista, of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
So, quick recap there. Arista was part of the original bunch of refugees that fled south after the volcano exploded up at Wolford.
Yep.
Right.
Shortly after she arrived, her traveling companion was arrested by another name than the one she knew him as. Then,
Yep.
now, was
Dirty.
refreshing my memory, were the original characters... No, the characters that you have now had worked their way south and had... We did not start in Holmgren. So Holmgren, the start of your characters were the original characters, the first step.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they were actually in Holmgren.
Yes, yes, of ours. Yes.
Yep, okay.
Yep.
Okay, sounds good. So we're a little over, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for playing.
And thank you. That
Thanks
was
very
fun.
much for the game. It was a good one today. Huh?
Yeah, I enjoyed that. You promised we're good.
Well, I'm glad. I'm very appreciative of the fact that you did catch on that you may have had something to do with this.
Yeah. Hi.
May have had something to do with what?
The goblins attacking the keep.
Not our fault. Nothing to do with it. So.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that's okay. We took care of it.
Well, if they're amassing a greater force to attack, I hope the keep actually pulls their finger out of their arse and deals with it properly themselves this time.
Indeed.
Can't be relying on some randoms to be walking through their inner keep and then dealing with it for them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's why the
Right.
keep has lasted for so long. They just always happens to be someone there at the right time in the right place.
I would imagine so. With such a gaping back door leading straight into the keep as well.
Right.
If the goblins had found that, could have been a different story.
It's true.
But no, overall, very good session today. That was a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next time. Hopefully next week.
Yeah. Yep. All right.
Very well.
We'll talk to you later, guys.
Yeah. See us.
Hello.
Thanks. Bye.